Blackhawks Nation. Welcome to the Blackhawks Daily, your favorite recap of the daily buzz around your Chicago Blackhawks. I'm your host, PJ Benoit. Thank you so much for tuning in as we uplift, support, celebrate our beloved Blackhawks as they're just tearing through the centennial season. If you're new here, welcome. If you wouldn't mind, please take a moment, hit that subscribe button. It means a lot to me. Also, be awesome to have you along as we build this wonderful community. We got some great people in the comments, as always. And, we got our top 4 topics of today, so let's dive in, shall we? So, we got a little news. A couple of players have been sent down to the AHL. Rinzel and Slaggert sent down, which actually, if you're thinking about it, it's kind of the right move for the rebuild, right? So after a brutal trip out west and those back-to-back blowout losses, the team came home, made some moves, and honestly, the right ones. The Blackhawks have officially sent Sam Rinzel and Landon Slaggert down to Rockford. No call-ups, so the roster just sits at 18 healthy skaters. Now, look, this isn't a punishment, it's just smart development. So let's start with Sam Rinzel, because that's the big name here. He came into the season with Calder Trophy buzz. Expectations sky high after a great spring cameo last year. He was QBing the top power play. He was skating top pair minutes next to Vlasic. The organization clearly wanted him to run with a huge role, but the reality is he kind of struggled. Not a disaster, but not the impact that we expected. In 28 games, Rinzel had 8 points. It's good. It's not great. More importantly, his defensive reads slipped. His confidence dipped, and his ice time kept dropping from 20 minutes a night early to barely 14 or even 13 minutes a night recently. Meanwhile, Artem Levshinov basically burst in, right? And he stepped into that role with way more consistency. Ice time up, power play up, confidence way up. You could just see Rinzel pressing. When a young defenseman starts overthinking the game, mistakes can snowball, and those mistakes started costing the Hawks. So sending him to Rockford, great. It's perfect, really, right? A couple of commenters have mentioned in the past, maybe we should have him get a little seasoning down there, which clearly goes in mind with what the Blackhawks think as well. He's going to play some big minutes down there. He'll run a power play. He'll kill penalties and actually touch the puck enough to rebuild that confidence. He's too talented, too big, too smooth, too skilled not to figure it out. This is a reset. It's not a setback. So best of luck down there, buddy. Get your legs under you and you'll be fine. Now let's talk about Landon Slaggert. Unlike Rinzel, this really isn't surprising at all. Slaggert has played just 1 game in the last couple of weeks, 10 total all year. Young guys need reps, not press box popcorn. And super early in the season, he had that training camp injury and illness that set him back behind the other young forwards. And with Moore and Green and Nazar and eventually Korchinski and others competing for lineup spots, that internal competition gets real. Slaggert needs to go back down, force his way back up. Nothing is handed out anymore on this roster, right? As Blashill is always talking about, you got to earn your spot. So this is all a part of a really good problem, right? The Hawks finally have too many young NHL-capable players. So let's zoom out for 1 second. Young guys aren't being thrown into the roles they're not ready for. The accountability is real. You earn your sweater now, and development is intentional, not rushed. This is what winning culture looks like, and this is what a real rebuild looks like. So while these moves might sting in the moment, especially for Rinzel, they're absolutely the right call for the long term. These guys are still big-time prospects, still huge pieces of the puzzle. Odds are we'll see both of them back in Chicago before long, better prepared and more confident. So for now, boys, go get your reps, right? Go be leaders in Rockford. Go find your rhythm again. Because when you come back, this team is going to need you. So there you go. A little bit of news today. And, not bad news, right? Rinzel, Slaggert, don't lose heart, man. You guys are there. You get it. So we talk a lot about the commenters on this channel. And the next 2 segments are from commenters just like you guys. And I'm not doing comments today, and you'll see why in a minute. But Joshua Bauman, 3209, this is for you, buddy. So you talked about the Hawks potentially having a 30-point swing from last year to this year. How does that stack up? historically, not only for the Hawks, but for the NHL. So let's talk about that. If the Blackhawks actually pull off a 30-point jump in standings this year, we're not just talking about nice progress anymore. We're talking about putting this season in the same conversations as some of the biggest turnarounds we've ever seen in the NHL. So let's zoom out, put that in the context. When you look through league history, true massive one-year turnarounds are rare, but they do happen. And they usually mark the moment a franchise goes from rebuild to we're here. The gold standard is still the 93-94 San Jose Sharks. They went from just 24 points in 92-93 to 82 points the very next year. That's a 58-point improvement, the largest single-season jump in NHL history. And right behind them, in the same time period, you got the 92-93 Quebec Nordiques, who doubled their total from 52 to 104 points, a 52-point swing. And the early 80s, the Winnipeg Jets, who went from 32 points to 80, a 48-point jump. More recently, a lot of fans remember the Colorado Avalanche going from disaster to dangerous almost overnight. In 2016 and 17, they finished with 48 points, worse than the league. A year later, they were at 95 points, a 47-point improvement in one of the biggest turnarounds of the modern era. Same story with the 2006-2007 Pittsburgh Penguins. They jumped from 58 points to 105, another 47-point leap, on the back of a young Sidney Crosby taking that next step. In the truly modern post-cap era, the 2022-23 New Jersey Devils are often held up as the benchmark. They improved by 49 points year over year. A turnaround some outlets literally labeled the largest point jump in league history, at least in the contemporary era. For context, historically, the Blackhawks went in 1981-82 to 1982-83. They had a jump from 72 points to 104, which in the Blackhawks history is the largest rebound at 32 points. So you're thinking we have a 30-point swing now. If we get to 32 or more points, this will be the biggest turnaround in Blackhawks history. So where does a 30-point improvement for the Blackhawks fit in that picture? If Chicago hits that number, you're not quite in Sharks, Devils, Avs, Penguins territory. That's the extreme end of the spectrum, but you are stepping into a club that history shows is pretty exclusive. One analysis of NHL history looked specifically at whether teams can realistically improve by 30 or more points year over year and found what you'd expect. It almost never happens, but when it does, it's usually driven by the same ingredients: a young core taking a leap, better health, and a system that finally fits the personnel. Sound familiar? We got Connor Bedard going from really good young player to legit superstar, top-of-the-league production. Frank Nazar is settling in as a true top-six center. Guys like Vlasic, Levshunov, Moore, Green, Rinzel, growing everyday impact roles. Well, Rinzel, get a little seasoning, but he will be making an impact for sure. Spencer Knight, stabilizing things in net. That's exactly the pattern we've seen with other big turnarounds. Colorado's jump lined up with Nathan MacKinnon hitting full supernova mode and a young core finally getting support. Pittsburgh's came when Crosby went from star to monster and the roster around him caught up. New Jersey's 49-point swing was powered by Jack Hughes, becoming one of the best offensive drivers in the game, plus a wave of young talent and real top four on the back end. If the Hawks stack roughly 30 or more points than last season, you're basically signaling the same thing to the rest of the league. This isn't just a cute rebuild story anymore. The window is starting to crack open. Now, to be clear, a 30-point jump doesn't automatically mean you're a cup contender tomorrow. The Sharks, Nordiques, Avs, Penguins, and Devils all needed another step or two after their big leap before they were truly in that top tier. But historically, this first giant jump is the season everybody looks back on and says, that's when it changed. So if Chicago lands in that range, if this group turns last year's pain into something like a 30-point boost in the standings, you're talking about one of the biggest single-season course corrections in modern NHL history. Not quite Sharks level insane, but absolutely in the same family as franchise-defining turning points. And the best part for Hawks fans, most of the big historic turnarounds were powered by cores that were older than this one. Bedard, Nazar, Vlasic, Knight, Levshunov, Moore, Green, these guys are just getting started. If Chicago can sniff that 30-point gain this year, history says This is only the beginning of what this group can become. And that's the kind of company you want to be in. So, great question, Joshua. Thank you for giving me the idea to run this segment. So thank you very much. Hope you liked it. All right. Moving on from there, we also have another commenter, repeat offender, just like Joshua, who also had a question. Ryan Austin, 1970, this one's for you. You had asked, what are our prospects doing? Like how are they? So let's run over a quick list. It's not everyone because we have a lot of prospects, but here's some of the biggies. So here's a look at some of the best young guns in the organization who aren't in the NHL right now, but could be soon if all goes well. These are the names building the future behind the current core. Anton Frundell, right? Center, winger, 2025 first rounder. The Hawks' third overall pick in the 2025 draft. A big 6'2", strong build center winger who combines soft hands and a solid defensive game, plus really good hockey sense. This season, he's skating in Sweden's top league, the SHL, getting valuable reps against grown men, which is a smart path for his development. If he develops the way staff hopes, he's got a real shot to push for a call-up, maybe as early as 26-27 season. Nick Lardis, right winger, AHL, Rockford Ice Hogs. After an elite OHL season, if you remember, he scored 72 goals that season. Lardis has taken the first step. He's producing at a pro level. He's among the top AHL rookies in goals and points this year. What stands out is not just his shot, but his playmaking ability and his ability to adapt. If that keeps trending up, he might be the next forward getting a real look in Chicago. Roman Kanserov, right winger in the KHL. A sleeper in the system, Kanserov was drafted in the second round and has absolutely lit it up in the KHL this season. He's among the league's leading goal scorers at age 21. Size might be a concern, but his offensive instincts, his shot, his creativity make him a high upside boom or bust type. If he comes to North America next season, we expect him to get a very hard look. Marek Vanacker, left winger, over in the OHL with the Brantford Bulldogs, drafted 27th overall in 24. Vanacker brings size, 6'1", a scoring touch, and finishing instincts. He's still working his way up from junior, but the upside, middle six scoring wing with size and offensive tools, is real. Sasha Boisvert, center, playing in the NCAA over at Boston University. Drafted 18th overall in 24, Boisvert was a highly regarded forward in the USHL juniors ranks and has shown skill, vision, and playmaking, and a 200-foot game awareness in college hockey so far. He's a potential bottom six center, maybe more, a two-way forward that can give the Hawks some depth if he develops as hoped. Kevin Korchinski, D-man, AHL with the Rockford Ice Hogs, 2002, 7th overall pick. Korchinski is still learning the pro game. This season, he's been assigned to Rockford, where he's working on becoming a more well-rounded two-way defenseman. Scouts like his skating, his mobility, and his puck-moving awareness. If he refines his defensive zone game and adds some grit, he could be a legit NHL blue liner down the road. Mason West, center winger, 2025 draft pick, a big forward. We traded up in the first round to get him. He's 6'6", selected. He was selected this past year. He's raw, young, but brings a rare size and upside if he fills out and develops properly. Long-term project, right? More lottery ticket than next up, but in a deep system, those tickets are worth watching. He wanted to finish his senior year in high school because in his junior year as QB of his team, they lost in the championship. He wanted to win the championship with his team, which he did. So I think he played in Edina, and so they won the state championship. And now he is going to Michigan State, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. And he's committed. He's saying now football's behind him. He just wanted to get that in his back pocket, and now it's all hockey. So he's a huge kid, but apparently very, very talented. So looking forward to seeing him in a Hawk sweater. Also, Drew Comesso, goalie down at the Ice Hogs. So far this year, he's played 12 games. His goals against average is .244, his save percentage is .919. Why that's good? In pro hockey, even in the AHL, the save percentage near or above .915, he said .919, is generally considered very solid. A 2.44 goals against, along with .919 save percentage over a dozen games, tells you that Commesso is giving his team a strong chance to win each night. And why this matters in the long term? Solid rate stats this early in the season help build confidence and consistency. For a goalie prospect under development, showing that stability in the AHL, especially with a rising save percentage and a controlled goals against average, it's a good indicator he's trending towards possible NHL readiness in the near future. So we're going to keep our eye on him. And like I told you, when I was up in Milwaukee a few months ago, I ended up chatting with the goalie coach of the Milwaukee Admirals, and he said Comesso's solid. So this is great news. So why does this whole group matter? Well, depth, flexibility, and future core building. The depth is real. From forward to defense to goalie, from near-term call-ups to long-term projects, the farm system is stacked. This isn't just a handful of names, it's a pipeline. This gives management flexibility. Call up who's ready, let the rest keep developing, avoid rushing, build steady, sustainable strength. And competition also equals better development. When prospects know there's a real path, they push harder. That keeps the team moving forward, even in tough seasons or in rough patches like we just had this past weekend. So, lots to cover there. Thank you, Ryan Austin, for that suggestion. Really love that. So, moving on from there, I will be on the road Tuesday into Wednesday, and so now I'm giving a preview of Wednesday night's game at home against the Rangers. It'll be on TNT so we all can watch it. So, we've got a big one coming up, right? Rangers rolling to town Wednesday night at the UC. This one can tell us a lot about where the Blackhawks season is headed. The 15-12-4 Rangers come in after riding a mixed stretch. Excuse me. Solid on the road so far this season, but shaky at home. A lot of teams seem to be like that. Their skates have been faster away from Madison Square Garden than inside it. New York's main threats are still dangerous. Their offense can explode on any given shift. They've got playmakers who can hurt you if you give them too much time and space. For the 12-11-6 Chicago Blackhawks, the timing could be good, right? The Hawks are coming off a tough stretch, but the reminder is they've got speed up front, skill, and the kind of youthful energy that can give any team, or even a team like New York, fits if they come ready to compete. So here's what the Hawks should focus on. Got to bring the pace early, right? We've had a couple of good first periods over the last several games. Got to continue that momentum, though, right? Get started early. Use a speed advantage. This isn't a night to hang back. The forwards need to push the pace, get the pucks deep, force turnovers, create traffic. Sound defense and disciplined games. This is what we really lacked in Anaheim. The Rangers will test you. If the defense slips or mistakes pile up, New York will make you pay. Simple, smart hockey matters. Special teams opportunities. If the Hawks draw penalties and capitalize, absolutely they'll tilt the ice. Drawing power play time will be key. So what does this game mean? This is one of those games where Chicago can truly make a statement, right? Get that stuff in the rearview mirror and just focus on the now. A win, that sends a message. We're competitive, we're ready. A loss shouldn't kill the season, but another poor performance could stir the doubts, nip those doubts in the bud. We have to be ready to push forward. So let's use this game to do that. If the Hawks want to keep riding the wave they built from earlier this season, when young guys were stepping up and momentum was real, then Wednesday night is the test. So what's my prediction? I'm going Hawks, of course. Hello. I think that they take this one, and I truly do. It'll be tight, of course. Expect a hard-fought game, maybe low scoring. It's going to be a 1-point differential, I think. It's going to be 2-1, 3-2, 4-3, whatever, in the favor of Chicago. I'm going to say 3-2. That's kind of where I'm falling. If Bedard, the kids, and the blue line show up with intensity and structure, I like their chances. But most of all, I expect heart. I expect effort. If those are there, the rest will follow, right? Shake it off, boys. Be like waterfowl. Let that water roll off your back, right? Let's all tune in Wednesday night. This could be a turning point for the season, right? It's a really good litmus test. We had it rough out west. We're home now. Let's put the business to bed. Let's get the Rangers. So, go Hawks. Let me know what your predictions are in the comments. As always, I love them. You guys are always smarter than I, so I really appreciate it. And thank you so much. So that is a wrap for today, Blackhawks Nation. If you are new here, welcome to the channel. Please like and subscribe. If you are subscribed, thank you so much for your support and sharing about the channel to all your friends and family and neighbors. Get them all in here, the more the merrier. If you made a comment, thank you for sharing your thoughts, your expertise, and your passion about the Hawks with us all. And if you're a repeat offender in the comment section, thank you so much for your contributions. Absolutely an honor building this community with you. As I say that all the time, it makes my every day, right? So thanks to all of you who celebrate the very best team in hockey, the very best fans in all of sports, and the very best city this gorgeous blue dot has to offer. That does it for now. I'll see you guys Thursday. I'll see you Thursday morning, or you'll see me on Thursday. So that does it for now. I'm PJ. We'll see you next time on the Blackhawks Daily.